Okay, so today we get to talk about plagiarism. Always a pleasure. Little alliteration there. And sorry for the background noise and my voice, but that's the way life is in the big city. Okay, we all really know what plagiarism is. First of all, it's a vice, it's vicious, it's cheating, it's lying, it's theft. It is a huge waste of your time. You're just too smart for that. It creates a negative character because you can begin to think that you can't do the work and you have to rely on others to do work for you, and that's silly. It's a very, very bad practice. Never, ever resort to plagiarism. Some of the consequences that are external are you could get a 0 from me. You could get suspended or expelled from the school. On the job, you can get fired or disqualified for a position, and it is against intellectual property laws. You could get sued for a lot of money if it became a habit for you and you forget to notice. And that's the problem with these kinds of activities. They're insidious, and, well, let's just say this. You wouldn't want to be the person stealing somebody's kitten, so why do you want to steal their words? Far more intimate, far more important to them and the work that they have done. Okay, I'm going to try to keep going from here. It looks like there's a blank slide in between. And get next one. Okay. The thing is to treasure your God-given intelligence. It is precious. You are absolutely unique and irreplaceable in all the universe. Love your intelligence. Nurture your intelligence. Protect your intelligence. It's yours. And that's why you should want to take care of it. And the way you take care of it is by doing your own work for yourself. The idea is also your reputation is priceless. So you want to nurture that reputation with self-respect. And a self-respecting student does not cheat, does not lie. Self-respecting person doesn't steal or break the laws in any way. Protect your reputation by making good choices, because people see. You may not notice them looking at you, but they're watching you. You're just beginning your wonderful life, so lay a strong foundation for a successful future for the glory of God. You have something to teach the world that no one else can. That's why you've been created. No one else in the universe ever has been like you, ever will be like you. You have a place in the destiny of the species. What is your gift going to be? Nobody else can say. If you start to use other people's words and ideas as your own, your ideas, your unique creativity will not be able to come to light. And that would be a big loss for all of us. Believe in yourself as God believes in you. Trust yourself as God has trusted you with intelligence and free will. You need to start to ask questions for yourself. Think for yourself. Understand for yourself. Know for yourself so that you can speak for yourself in your own words. You will frequently be asked to use research in your writing, whether continuing in academics, in English, of course, in other areas of academics, in college, in your career, in your spiritual life, in letters to other people, communications that you may want to post, a blog that you may want to start. First of all, please always be open to learning from others. Absolutely. But our obligation is to give credit, give them due credit. And that means their name, what they wrote, and how they said it, and why they said it, and when they said it. And that same credit is exactly what you expect for the good work that you do. So if you want to be acknowledged for the good work that you do, obviously you have to acknowledge the work of others as well. Avoiding plagiarism is simple and absolutely necessary. So no shortcuts here. Just when you see something that looks interesting to you, when you start to make a note, either photocopy it so you have all the information right there, or make a note immediately about who the author is and the complete publication information right then, okay? And then make sure that you have all the information to include in your written work for MLA style citations, and that's it. So you're going to find a lot of interesting things. You'll surprise yourself, I think, when you investigate different novels or magazines or newspapers or people in conversations, and you even make note of those things in days. Just make it a habit. If it's a habit for you, you won't have to think about doing it. You won't have to worry about doing it. You won't stress about doing it. You won't have to go later and try to figure out, did I get this from somebody else or was this my own idea? Because sometimes we forget. And you'll have the information at. You are the author of your paper. That means you are the authority on what you are saying. So speak for yourself authoritatively by using compelling evidence from accepted sources and giving credit to all of those sources, each and all of those sources. Interesting program here. Okay, so what exactly, how much you might say. Some people think this is confusing, so let's make this real simple for you. Whether there is one newly introduced concept that you have found, like cosmopolis, or E equals MC squared, or a complete sentence and phrase like 80 and 7 years ago, if it is not a brand new idea, original with you, for the work you're doing, it must be credited. And so above, cosmopolis, that's Bernard Lonergan out of his book Insight. Albert Einstein is the one who came up with this E equals MC squared, right? Energy is mass times the constant, the speed of light squared. And, of course, Abraham Lincoln in the Gettysburg Address 80 and 7 years ago. In some cases, you can maybe assume that your reader knows who originated these ideas, but never make that assumption, really. It is your obligation to put that information in your paper. So how do you do it? You check your MLA style manual for citation rules, and that's online. It's online through a number of sources, through our library. We have the book in the classroom, and then you always have a checklist that I hand out, and you have it on Edmodo too, to make sure that your MLA checklist is Times New Roman and all that sort of thing. But the key for the citations is that we have the author, the title of the work something came from, the place, the city it was published, who the publisher was, and the date of publication in that order. Okay? That's not an option. Now, there are other style manuals that actually do it differently, and in your major, you may find a different style manual that you have to use. But it is never going to hurt you to have this information written down, as you will write it down on every single note card for this research project. And finally, remember, only you can prevent plagiarism and forest fires. Okay? So no forest fires here. I don't think we have dishonest students. I really don't. I love you guys. You don't come to school so that you can learn to cheat. You come to school so you can learn, and you want to learn. I think sometimes we get overwhelmed and we haven't scheduled quite appropriately, so we run out of time and we get desperate. But the time you spend going online to find something to put into a paper is wasted time. It will take you twice as long as it would to just write your own ideas. And you won't have the difficulty of cheating. Also, there's the possibility that you read the work and you think, oh, I can't write that well. Well, of course not. You can't write that well. You're a student, so that's awesome, right? You're only expected to write as well as a sophomore student can write right now. So you're not publishable quality yet, most of you. Some of you maybe. Not quite publishable. So if your work looks publishable, that's the number one red flag that says this may not be the student's own work and sets us to work, besides turning in your work on Turnitin that can catch it, that we ourselves have to master our areas and know what the work looks like there. Okay, I'm going to let this go for now, and I'll redo it when my throat is better, and we'll talk about this more in class. Great. Thank you.